Sometimes discouraged but not defeated, cast down but not destroyed. There are times I don't understand, but I believe it's turning around for me. I've had struggles and disappointments, and there were times I felt so alone while some of my friends let me down. But I still believe it's turning around for me. Good morning and welcome back to your spiritual sports segment on Rima Gospel Radio. Better than when you heard it last week. I'm CJ. Let's get it started. Once, twice, 3 times, make that 4 times a win, as Denny Hamlin was cruising last night at Atlanta Motor Speedway to capture his 2nd consecutive checkered flag as he held off Jeff Gordon, who desperately needed a win to make NASCAR's version of the playoffs. But with the win, Hamlin has no worries in making the playoffs as he positioned himself 7th in the standings, while Jeff Gordon finished 2nd, Brad Keselowski placed 3rd, Martin Truex Jr. rolled into 4th place, and Kevin Harvick rounds out the top 5. With another round of racing in the tank, the Sprint Cup standing points shuffled only slightly as Greg Biffle maintained the top spot with 879 points. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is now 2nd with 871 points. Matt Kenseth moves up to the 3rd spot with 858 points, while Jimmy Johnson falls to the 4th place with 848, and Martin Truex Jr. increased his points to 838, but still holds down the 5th spot. The ladies of the WNBA had 2 games on the hardwood last night as Angel McCoughtry, fresh off a 2-game suspension, brought her A game as she dominated with 24 points off the bench to lead the Atlanta Dream over the Connecticut Sun 87-80, and the LA Sparks lost their 2nd game in a row as they were defeated by the Chicago Sky 85-74 as Epiphany Prince I love saying that name, led the charge with 17 points and missed a double-double by 1 assist as she dished out 9 dimes. Major League Baseball had plenty of action in both leagues, starting with the American League as the Baltimore Orioles walloped the New York Yankees 8-3 as Mark Reynolds knocks out 2 homers. The Texas Rangers also pummeled the Cleveland Indians with the score of 8-3 as Jurickson Profar homered in his first plate appearance. The Tampa Bay Rays crushed the Toronto Blue Jays 9-4 as David Price notches his 17th win. The Minnesota Twins lost to the Kansas City Royals 6-4 as they avoid the series sweep, while the Boston Red Sox continued their losing streak against the Oakland A's 6-2 as Stephen Drew belted his first home run. The LA Angels was defeated 2-1 by the Seattle Mariners with a homer from Jesus Montero, and the Chicago White Sox lost against the Detroit Tigers 4-2 as Delman Young lunches his 17th home run. The 2012 U.S. Open is getting down to the nitty-gritty for the women as the 11th-seeded Marion Bartoli upset 5th-seeded Petra Kvitova in 3 sets, 1-6, 6-2, 6-0. 7th-seeded Samantha Stauser needed only 2 sets to get the win over Laura Robeson, 6-4, 6-1, while the number 1-seeded Victoria Azarenka routed Anna Tatishvili 6-2, 6-2, and 3rd-seeded Maria Sharapova struggled against 19th-seeded Nadia Petrova, but prevailed in 3 sets, 6-1, 4-6, 6-4. First time for everything as the feel-good story of the 2012 London Games and Oscar Pistorius lost for the first time in the 200-meter at the London Paralympics to Brazilian Alan Oliveira by 0.7 of a second, and Pistorius expressed his displeasure after the race due to the height advantage that caused him to lose his first 200-meter race. This sports segment was sponsored by The Spa in Orlando, Florida, as it was voted Best Spa in Orlando Weekly yet again. To have your company sponsor a sports segment, please email me at cj@cjsports.com for more information. To catch archives of your spiritual sports segment, log on to my innovative blog site cjsports.com and be sure to give me that follow on Twitter at cjsports. That's CEEJAY. Stay tuned for more updates on your next spiritual sports segment where we sprinkle a little spirituality in your sports. I'm CJ. Be blessed and keep smiling because God has something special in store for you.